Hey everybody, in this video I want to show you what I learned about Blender in the last few hours. For starters, let's open a new project or a new scene. I learned that X deletes things, but you have to have it selected. To select things, you right click, X, delete. Blender's got this cool feature that allows for you to see the keys that I'm using while I'm pressing them during this screencast. And to do that, it's in add-ons, and it's called 3D View Screencast Keys, and you check it and hit Save User Settings. But that's not all you do. You also have to select it, and it's in the N window, and you get there by pressing the N key. Down at the bottom is Start Display, and there it is down there. Now it's very small, so I'm going to crank up the size here. Press N again to get rid of that menu. Let's create something new. I'm in object mode, so I can hit Shift and A, and then I can add something. So let's add a cube back in. But what if I don't want it selected? I press A again, but not Shift A, just A. Shift A, Mesh, Cone. Z switches from wireframe mode back to solid mode. What if I want to edit this cube and make it more interesting? Well, I can right click on it to select it, and then down here there's object mode and edit mode. There's also these others. I'm going to ignore those, but I'm going to go to edit mode. Now the other way to get to edit mode is tab. It cycles between the two. So in edit mode, there's vertex mode, which means you can select corners by right clicking them. There's edge mode, which means you can select entire sides or edges. Yeah, edge is the right term, not sides. And there's also face mode, which means you can select a face or a side. If I select this face and I press the E key, that's extrude. And if I type how far I want to extrude it, like a number 4, it extrudes at 4 units. Right click to select E to extrude and 4. Alright, enter. There we go. Right click, E, 2, enter. So that brings me to transformations. Obviously you can move these things up and down, left and right, in or out like this, but you can also press the G key to grab this point, and then it sticks it to the mouse, and so without even clicking it moves it around like that. I'm going to undo that, but you can also hit G and then type Shift and Z to have it stick to the X and Y axes and not go into the Z axis. What if you want to resize it instead? We'll just press S for size, and then you can either type a multiplier, in which case it doubled its size, or I can type 0.5 and it'll put it back, or I can type S and I can move my mouse around and it just sizes it for me. Same with R for rotate. R, Shift, Z, and then it only rotates on the X and Y axis. I'm going to point to a couple other things that are really valuable, I know, but that I don't know how to use yet. That is inset faces, and then there's also a bevel tool that I don't know where that is, but I've heard that's valuable. Also bisect and knife are useful. Okay, some other things I've learned today. B selects things when you're in edit mode. It selects faces or vertices, whichever you've got selected. The other major thing I learned about today was curves. So if I go back to object mode with the tab key and then hit Shift A and select a curve, a Bezier curve, if I go into edit mode and I zoom in, I can right click on this end point and I can move it around with the normal transform tools. But you can also use some of the same tricks I used on the meshes, like E for extrude, and you can also affect these control points here and change the angles of the curve dramatically. Now let's add something else. I'm going to hit A to deselect everything, and then Shift A. Oh, I'm in edit mode, that's why. Tab, Shift A, curve, circle. I'm going to make this smaller. Then I'm going to select the Bezier curve here, and I'm going to go to this curve tab over on the right, and in bevel object I'm going to click once and select the circle. Boom, it makes a tube, a pipe, and you can still edit this pipe. Tab, right click, right click and move this up and down. That's a good trick. I'll also mention that on my MacBook Pro, 2 fingers is spin things around, and right click was a double tap or a 2-finger tap, and shift and 2 fingers is pan, and 3 fingers is drag. So that's most of what I learned today, and I'll post another video when I learn more. Thanks for watching, and leave any comments and questions below in the comments section, and thumbs up if you liked the video, and if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel.